Sorry about my alien headphones. I was trying to watch someone's YouTube video and the audio was really low when I played it out loud, so I had to plug in my headphones. These are glamorous. Not really. They weren't very expensive, but they're like one of the best set of headphones I've ever owned. So they look really dorky, but they're amazing. So yeah, that's why I've got them on. um, I wanted to make a more serious video today, and I don't want to bum anyone out in any way. So if you're feeling like I don't want to hear negative or I don't want to hear sad videos, please don't watch, because it gets a bit upsetting. I just was watching one of my favourite YouTubers, and they left a message recently saying that their dad had passed away, so they decided not to make videos. And I can totally understand, because I used to make YouTube videos on a different account, but my dad passed away and I didn't really feel like making videos. I talked a lot about fashion, and kind of after that happened I put on a lot of weight. I was very sad, and I slept a lot, I ate too much, you know, all the things sometimes you do with grief. It was very, very unexpected, extremely unexpected, nothing I never cry. I haven't cried for a long, long time since it happened. Um, don't cry in a YouTube video, Emily. You're silly. I ate way too much. I just slept too much. I didn't really feel like doing anything, and I know that sounds really, really lazy, doesn't it? But I gave up for a little bit. I'm going to be totally honest with everyone. I'm not here to lie to you. Sometimes that's how you feel at these times. My mum was the opposite. She didn't hardly eat anything, and she lost a lot of weight. I think I'm just the opposite. When I feel sad, I reach for the biscuits, which is probably not the best thing to do, but at the time I wasn't really thinking. I drank a lot. I drank a lot of alcohol all the time, which is also very, very stupid. I've always been a really sensible girl. I never really drink. I don't take drugs. I smoked when I was quite young, but that was, you know, stupid. I smoked for about a year before I decided to give up. Yeah, it's a bad thing. Never start smoking, guys. So yeah, and so it was a very unexpected thing. Basically, I'll tell you the story. My dad had he went away to Brighton with my mum for the weekend, and he didn't really feel himself. And normally my dad never got ill. He was in perfect health. He was a bit bigger. He was around 5'9", 5'10", and he was around 18 stone. I don't know what that would be in US pounds. I think maybe like 260 pounds maybe. And obviously for his height, I think he should have been around 14 stone, so maybe just under 200 pounds. He was quite stocky, quite, you know, broad, so that, you know, wouldn't really have ever been skinny, but he should have been slimmer than he was, but not morbidly obese in any way. So he was always fine. I mean, there was no ever any health problems. There was never really got ill. He worked outside, which I think was good for him, because he fixed railway lines and things like that, so he was always driving to different places and being outside for most of the day, which I think was really good. It's probably healthy for him to be doing that. And he hadn't really felt that well. He went to the beach with my mum for the weekend, and normally it was strange to hear him say, "Oh, I don't feel that good. I don't know what it is, but I don't feel great," because I would never really hear him say that. There was never really any problem. So I thought, oh, it's a bit strange. And then he kept saying, oh, I don't feel well for days and days, and I didn't know what it was. I just thought it could be kind of like a flu, or he said he had like uncomfortable pains kind of around his body, and I thought, well, we've got to go to hospital, you know, we have to. So it was finally day. I woke up and found him leaning against the radiator, saying he had pains in his back and pains in his shoulders. And I said, we have to go. Like, it's not normal for you to be in pain and feel this way. So he said, okay, we will, but I'm gonna go out for a walk, because maybe I haven't been moving enough. Maybe I just need to stretch out, you know, just get some air. So we went for a walk, and scary. I it's been almost 3 years and I don't think about it. And now I'm like recalling it all in my head. It's like making me think about it all over again, and it's probably a good thing, but it's just I haven't ever thought about it. So since that time, so I came back and he said, "Oh, I can't breathe, Emily. I can't breathe in any kind of way." I said, "Oh," me being stupid, I said, "Oh, are you kidding?" Like, he's like, "No, I can't. I can't actually breathe." So I called the ambulance straight away. I said, "Don't worry, it's going to be fine." He was still with us, but he just couldn't catch his breath. So I called the ambulance. Got there. I immediately, I'm so negative, and I immediately just thought the worst thing ever. I just thought, oh, something terrible is going to happen. So it's already happened. It's going to get worse. And he'd had a small heart attack while he'd been driving back from Brighton, the beach where he went to, and I just thought, oh God, if he would have had a big heart attack driving, him and my mum were there, that would have been the end of them both, to be honest. I was thinking about that, and I was a million things going through my head, and so he'd had a small heart attack when he was driving, and it was kind of like the repercussions of it, like was all the pain, and so they said that he was going to be fine, but there was this. I'm not very good at science. There was a stent that he'd have to have put in his heart, but one of the valves was blocked, so he had to have, I think it was 1 or 2 stents put in. So, and then they said, it's a 90, 97, 98% chance that you're going to be fine. So I was like, oh, relief, it's going to be okay. So I went to visit him in hospital for a week. I don't think he might have been in there 1 or 2 weeks actually. Went every single day. He seemed to be okay. He didn't like needles, like father, like daughter. I'm not a needle fan, but obviously you have to take them to save your life. I'm going to visit him, and I just think, right, he's going to have this operation. That's what operations do. They make everyone better, and it's going to be fine. So I went to a really small heart hospital in North London. I won't name it because I'm not sure about what I'm supposed to say about names and things on YouTube. So I went and had the stents put in, and they said it had gone really well. Really successful. It took around like 40 minutes to do, and then we went and picked him up. So it was literally done in a day. So we went and picked him up. He seemed fine. He said, "I'm not in any pain. I'm not in any discomfort, even though I just had an operation." I was like, obviously tired, a bit run down, but he would. So yeah, he said he felt fine. Took him home. He slept for a little while, and I'm so angry with myself. He wanted to paint the living room. I said, "You've just come back from having a heart operation. Why would you want to paint the living room? It's supposed to be the last thing on your mind, Dad." And he always wanted to be up and doing stuff, and I really admire him for it, because I'm the opposite. I'm a lazy shit unless I have to be doing something for someone, or unless something really needs to be done. I could sit down for hours, and my dad is not like that. He was always up doing something. And I said, okay, well, I'll do most of it then. Don't really do anything. Just tell me where to paint. Tell me what to use. Blah, blah, blah. So I was doing it, and there was a bit I couldn't reach, and my dad got up and did it, and I said, "Please, don't get up. Don't paint the room. Like, you're not supposed to be stretching yourself." And he was like, "It's fine. It's fine. I feel absolutely fine." I was like, and I let him do it, and I should have let him reach up and do it. And so yeah, he did the really top, and I thought, oh my God, that's right, that's it. After like 2 minutes, I said, "Please just stop, just sleep or lay down or watch TV." So he said, fine, fine, fine. I finished the rest of it. I just had to jump up on the ceiling because we didn't have a ladder, and that was all fine. And then about 10 o'clock, my dad and mum went to bed. I remember the last thing he said to me, I said, "Oh, I'll take my dishes down." He goes, "Oh, don't worry about that." He goes, "We've got all the time in the world to do these things." Sorry, guys. I said, "I've got all the time in the world. Don't worry about anything. Don't worry about dishes. They're not important." In the scheme of the world, they're not, are they? And he said, "Good night." And I was on my laptop. For hours. I'm not good at really going to sleep early. So around 2 a.m. I was just on my laptop, and I heard sobbing, and I was like, "Am I dreaming?" Oh no, sorry guys, I've messed it all up. Before that, around 11:30, my mum and dad were sleeping. The phone rang, and nobody was there. It was like a breath, and I didn't put it together in the slightest. that it could have been anything, but just somebody rang and I was like, hello, hello, and they were just like, and then hung up. And then my dad and mum came and they were like, who's that? Who's that? I said, I don't know. I said, someone was just there. They left a breath, like a breathing sound, and they just hung up. And they were like, oh, it's probably just the wrong number. Obviously me not thinking anything. And so I went to bed. And then at around 2 a.m. I heard a sobbing, and I was on my laptop, and I thought, well, I thought it was on my film I was watching. I went to my mum's room, and she was in tears, and I said, well, what was wrong? And that was my dad, and he was just there. He wasn't breathing. I can't really talk about it. God, I thought it was going to be helpful to people, because I don't want anyone else to feel. I don't want anyone else to do what I did. I don't want anyone else to feel like they should give up if a mum or dad or grandma or best friend or boyfriend or girlfriend dies, because it was very dark for a long time. And I don't want anyone to feel like you're alone, guys, because you've got me to talk to, and life is a horrible bitch sometimes. It really is. But I really hope anyone that's going through this is okay. But basically, my dad, he wasn't breathing. The ambulance came. I tried to revive him myself. My mum tried. I couldn't do anything. Nothing was working. I was trying to be really positive. I was trying to not panic, but I was panicking inside. I couldn't even breathe myself. I was freaking out so much. And the ambulance came, and they worked on him for about half an hour. And there's a rule where you're not supposed to work on someone longer than 40 minutes or something, because they'll have brain damage from everything that you're trying to do with oxygen, trying to revive them. And there was no luck, so he passed away at 3:15. We had to do an autopsy, obviously, because it was a sudden death, and you have to do that for all sudden deaths. And it had passed away from a blood clot to the heart, blood clot to the lungs, causing a heart attack, fatal heart attack in his sleep. He didn't know anything about it, which obviously it's not a good thing in any physical way ever. But I'm glad he had no pain. I'm glad he didn't know about it. I'm glad he just went to sleep and thought, oh, good night, and slept and didn't know. So for that, I thank you. I'm eternally thankful that he had no pain, because he didn't deserve pain. He was one of the sweetest, nicest men. And I know everyone says that about the dad, but he did everything for everyone. If anyone needed a favour, it didn't matter who they were, he would do it for them. Like fix people's cars, paint their living rooms, and he wouldn't even charge them for it. He was just said, oh, I'll help you out. He was like my best friend, he really was. He taught me about cars, about electronics and everything. He said in case, everything ever happens, I know how to fix things. I really can't really put it into a video, but he was I love my mum more than life itself, but my dad was truly my best friend. And anyone of my friends that met him in high school that says they said the same thing. They loved him and he loved them. And I miss him, and it's been almost 3 years, and I probably, if I ever get to live as long, if I'm 60, 70, then I'll miss him to that day. I don't think you ever get over anything like that. I don't think you're really meant to. But yeah, that's what happened. And then, that happened, and then a year later, one of my best friends passed away, and that was very sudden. She died from a clot to the lung as well. She was only 22 years old, and I just thought, oh, life, what are you doing? I laugh about it, because if I don't laugh, I'll just sit here and bawl on YouTube, and that's not attractive, and that's not helpful. I just, when everything just seems to be going wrong, you just think, why are you taking everyone away from me? So yeah, and then I had her funeral, and I broke down at hers. I tried to be really strong at my dad's, because I was trying to be strong for my mum, so I didn't cry. I didn't cry by myself, because I didn't want to upset anyone. But my friends are, as I couldn't, everything I felt from my dad's, and everything I felt for her just came through. So yeah, that is the story of my shitty year. That was when I was 18 years old. I lost two very special people to me. And I just wanted really just to say, anyone that's going through this at the moment, I promise, like, I don't even know what I'm trying to say. I just want everyone to know they're not alone, that grief is horrible, that I'm so sorry that anyone has left you. I wish this world let everyone live a longer time. My dad was 46 when he died, and I don't think that was a big enough life for him. And Zara was 22, and that wasn't even a quarter of a life for her. So yeah, that's what happened. That's my story. I've been totally honest with you guys. I had a year where I didn't care about myself, and I let myself go mentally and health-wise, and don't do what I did. Don't give up on yourself, because you're more than amazing, and the people that have left you behind, they wouldn't want you to do that to yourself. They want you to live on because they want you to live on for them. So I'm going to shut up because I've been talking now 16 minutes. So I love you, YouTube. If anyone needs to talk about anything, please message me. And you're not alone, ever. I promise. Okay, take care. Bye, guys.